It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for Monday, October 3rd. I'm Michael Groff. We had a cloudy, showery day yesterday. Spent most of the day in the mid-70s to around 80 degrees. 0.2 of an inch of rain officially at Sky Harbor Airport yesterday. Today, a much different story, though. Cold front will be moving across the area this morning. Much drier air punching in. Temperatures will struggle to make the mid-80s this afternoon. Looking outside right now, clear skies. It's a damp one out there. 66 degrees right now. Dew point at 64. Relative humidity 94%. The winds are from the east at 8 miles per hour, and the barometer is steady. Temperatures across the metro area right now, most of us in the 60s at this hour. Satellite picture, mostly clear skies out there. There's still a few clouds hanging around in eastern Arizona, but you can see the main band of precipitation is well to our east in central New Mexico this morning. Radar is quiet. The watch warning map is not quiet. That upper low causing a lot of chaos here in the western states. We have winter weather advisories and winter storm watches through much of the Intermountain West. Wind advisories extending out into portions of South Dakota. Still some red flag warnings as well. Fire danger issues in Colorado and Nebraska. Dense fog advisories for much of the Midwest, from southern Wisconsin all the way to west central Pennsylvania. And in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, that's all related to Hurricane Matthew, which we'll get into in a moment. On the convective outlook today, a marginal risk of severe weather extending from the Texas Panhandle through the western Dakotas and southeast Montana. Tomorrow, we've got an enhanced risk of severe weather for central Oklahoma into Kansas. That includes places like Enid, Ponca City up toward Wichita, and Hutchinson, Kansas. There's a slight risk from Oklahoma City all the way up to Lincoln, Nebraska, and a marginal risk for extreme North Texas all the way to southwest Minnesota. All right, the big story, topping weather headlines still, is Hurricane Matthew. Still a major hurricane, maximum sustained winds, 130 miles per hour, moving very slowly to the north. Some of these Caribbean islands will be seeing 20 to 30 inches of rain before it's all said and done. Wind battering these places. This is a bad storm, and it will continue to very slowly move northward. We have hurricane warnings for Jamaica, Haiti, eastern Cuba, and the southern Bahamas right now. And by Saturday, this thing is only going to be a couple hundred miles east of Jacksonville or so. Here we go with the forecast track. Where's this thing headed? Well, the GFS 21-member ensemble, most of these models keep it off of the East Coast. You see one model there tracks it up into Long Island, into central Connecticut. But generally speaking, the models keep it just offshore, maybe clipping the outer banks of North Carolina. Certainly all concerns on the East Coast are going to need to watch this because it's going to be a challenging forecast. And it's still early in the game. This thing could certainly change direction ever so slightly. And when you're this close to the coast, any westward shift in the track could mean some significant weather impacts. All right, let's get into the models. Here we go. The 06E GFS, valid at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. We've got a cold upper trough here in the west, and that cold front will move through today. A dry line sweeps across the state, so relative humidity values, dew points will be dropping through the morning hours. If you're standing out today, you'll literally feel it getting drier. It'll be cool today, too, relative for early October. Highs only in the low to mid-80s around here. And speaking of cool, tonight, very cool night ahead for many of us. The coolest night we've seen in many months around here, at least 5 months. Low temperatures getting down into the 50s for most of us. A few desert locations could even drop into the upper 40s. By tomorrow, continued dry. We'll have highs mostly in the low 80s around here. Sunny skies. Same for Wednesday. We get a little bit warmer, back up into the mid 80s, but sunny skies will continue. Dry weather on Thursday, upper 80s to about 90. And then Friday, got a little short wave trough approaching the Southern California coast by this time. Winds may start to turn a bit more southerly, but for now, we'll still call it dry. Mostly sunny skies. High temperatures getting up into the low 90s. By Saturday, that shortwave trough continues to approach. Winds aloft become more southerly again. And some moisture starts to get imported into eastern Arizona. Widely scattered showers and thunderstorms possible out that way, mainly from about southern Gila County eastward. Could see some storms maybe up in the Flagstaff area down toward Tucson or Douglas, Sierra Vista, but we should remain dry, at least right now. The models have shown a trend to advect more moisture and maybe push it a little bit further to the west. So we'll see how that trend plays out. But for right now, call it partly cloudy, highs getting into the low 90s. By next Sunday, pretty much the same thing. Partly cloudy skies, low 90s. Here we go out toward a week from today. This is Monday, October the 10th. And you see high pressure, just a flat ridge across much of the southern United States, extending from Florida all the way to the Baja. That's a 591 contour, so temperatures maybe a tad above normal in the southern states. Around here, low 90s, I would imagine. And then here we go to Tuesday. This is October the 11th. Big ridge here over the west. There's a cutoff low off the Southern California coast. This could eventually lead to some moisture being advected or the continuation thereof. So we'll have to watch how that pattern evolves. But for right now, it's looking fairly dry. High temperatures would still be in the low 90s. And here's the end of the forecast period. This is Wednesday, October the 12th. And again, there's a trough approaching the west coast. Perhaps we could start to bring some moisture on in here. For right now, we'll call it partly cloudy, and highs will still be in the upper 80s to low 90s. Pretty good ridge over the central part of the country. All right, temperatures through the period. Again, cool for most of this week, and low temperatures, that's in the urban core. Many of us will, again, be down in the 50s, possibly the upper 40s in some spots. Then warmer for the weekend. That's a look at the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. Our next video comes at you tomorrow morning. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great Monday.